being described as Asuric austerities, right? And we all know how Lord Vishnu will appear as Narsingadev, fulfilling all the conditions of benedictions provided by our Brahmaji. Hiranyakashipu would be killed by Narsingadev. So let's continue. Text, the chapter number 7.4 of Srimad Bhagavatam. This chapter is entitled Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe. Text 1. Shri Narada Uvacha Evam Vritta Shata Dhritir Hiranyakashipu Rata Pradatattapasa Prito Varamstasya Sudurlabhan. Narada Muni continued that Brahma was very much satisfied by Hiranyakashipu's austerities, and therefore he granted the benedictions which are very, very rarely difficult to be achieved. Brahma Vacha Tate me Durlabha Pumsam Yandranishe Varan Mama Tatapi Vitaragyamga Varan Yadya Durlabhan. Lord Brahma said, I have given you all these benedictions which is very, very difficult to obtain, right? But I have given you this because you have performed such wonderful austerities, right? But Prabhupada mentions here that if one possesses more and more, the benediction might itself turn into a curse. For just as achieving material opulence in this material world requires great strength and endeavor, maintaining it also requires great endeavor. Lord Brahma informed Hiranyakashipu that although he was ready to offer him whatever he asked, the result of the benedictions would be very difficult for Hiranyakashipu to maintain. Nonetheless, Brahma had promised he wanted to grant all the benedictions. The word Durlabhan indicates one cannot take benedictions, one cannot enjoy peacefully. Tato jagama bhagavan amoganugraho vibhu ujito asura varyena stuyamana prayeshware. Lord Brahma, who awards infallible benedictions, departed, and Hiranyakashipu was being praised by great sages because he is wonderful. He got so many wonderful benedictions. एवं लब्धा वरो दैत्यो बिभ्रत देमोमयं विभु भगवती अकरो द्वेषम भ्रातुर्वधम अनुस्मरण. The demon Hiranyakashipu, having thus been blessed by Brahmaji, he acquired a golden complexion, and because he was envious of Lord Vishnu, he started tormenting the whole world because of his benedictions that he received. These are called Asuric propensities. Sa vijitya disha sarva lokam shadran mahashura devasura manushendra gandharva garudarogan सिद्धचारण विद्याद्रान ऋषिन पितृपतीन मोहन यक्ष राक्ष पिशाचेशान प्रेत भूतपतीन अपि सर्वसत्वपतीन जित्वा वशम अनीय विश्वजित जहार लोकपालानां स्थाननी सह तेजस. Hiranyakashipu became the conqueror of the entire universe. Indeed, that great demon conquered all the planets in the three worlds, upper, middle, lower planetary systems. The Gandharvas, the Rakshasas, the Pishachas, everyone was brought under his influence because of the power that he acquired, because of the benediction that he received from Brahmaji. Nonetheless, Prabhupada is saying that a devotee is not really overawed by such benedictions and powers. The Supreme Lord is the source of all these benedictions. Devo Dhyana Shriya Jushtam Adhyaste Smatri Pishtapam Mahendra Bhavanam Sakshan Nirmitam Vishwakarmana Trailokya Lakshmi Ayatanam Adyu Vasa Kilardimat. Hiranyakashipu possessed all opulence, began residing in heaven with the famous Nandana garden, which is enjoyed with the demigods. In fact, he resided in the most opulent palace of Indra, the king of heaven. The palace has been directly constructed with the demigod architect Vishwakarma. It was as beautifully made as if the goddess of fortune of the entire universe resided there. So from the descriptions it is explained the heavenly planets are thousands and thousands of times more opulent than the lower planetary systems where we live. Vishwakarma is the architect of the heavenly planets, and hence all the heavenly planets are actually built very beautifully with opulent parks and gardens, etc. Yatra vidruma shopanna maha marakata bhuva yatra sfatika vaidurya stamba pankteya yatra chitra vitanani padmaragasanani cha payafena nibhashayya muktadhana parichada kujatbirnu purair devya shabdayantya itastatha रत्नस्थालिषु पश्यन्ति सुदति सुन्दरं मुखं तस्मिन् महेन्द्र भवने महाबलो महामनानिर्जितलोके एकरत् रेमे विवन्द्याङ्ग युगशुरादिभिः प्रतापतेरूर्जितचण्डशासनः. The steps of King Indra's residence was made of coral. The floor was bedecked with invaluable emeralds. So in this way, the beautiful palace is described, which has been created by Vishwakarma. And now Hiranyakashipu started living in this palace of Indra, because he is now become immortal, almost immortal, as per the conditions that benedictions is received from Brahmaji. But however, we all know that nobody in the three worlds can live in peace and prosperity without disturbance in this material world. Abrahma Bona Loka Punaravartino Arjuna. And within this material world, matra sparsha sukanteya sitoshna sukha dukkada. Happiness and distress has to come as summer and winter seasons. Tamangamattam madhunorgandhina vivrittatam rakshamasheshadishniyappa upasatopayanapani virgina tribistapo yoga balauja sampadam. Oh my dear king, Hiranyakashipu was always drunk on strong smelling wines and his coppery eyes were always rolling. So he was living his life in a very abominable way. Skanda Puran Prabhupada mentions Upayanam Dadu Sarve Vina Devan Hiranyaka. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful that everyone but the three principal demigods, namely Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, were engaged in the service of were engaged in his service. The Adityas, the Vasus, Rudras, all of them were engaged in the service of Hiranyakashipu. It is said that when he just lifts his eyebrows, the Devatas are all standing there as to how I can serve you. Jagur Mahendra Shanamojasastitam Vishwavasustumburar Asmadadaya Gandharva Siddharshayos Tuman Muhur Vidyadharaschapsharasascha Pandava. O Maharaj Yudhishthira, descendant of Pandu, by dint of his personal power, Hiranyakashipu being situated on the throne of King Indra, controlled the inhabitants of all the other planets. The two Gandharvas, Vishwavasu and Tumburu, I myself and the Vidyadharas, Apsaras and sages all offered prayers to him again and again, just to glorify him. So these are spoken by Narada Muni. So Narada Muni is saying, even I was glorifying Hiranyakashipu, right? Why? Because some asuras become so powerful, right, that they are being glorified by Narada also. But Prabhupada mentions here, even though Narada Muni is glorifying, Narada Muni is not subordinate to Hiranyakashipu. It so happens that even the great devotees can be controlled by the asuras for some point in time. Save varna shramibihi kratubir bhuri dakshinaihi ijyamano havir bhagan agrahit svena tejasa. Being worshipped by sacrifices offered with great gifts by those who strictly followed the principles of varna and ashrama, Hiranyakashipu, instead of offering shares to the oblations of demigods, accepted them himself. Akrishya paschat sapta dvipavati mahi tatha kama duga gavo nanasharya padam nabha. In fear of Hiranyakashipu, the planet Earth, which consists of the 7 islands, delivered food grains without being plowed because of and cows also supplied abundant milk. Why? Because they were scared of Hiranyakashipu. Ratnakarascha ratnogams tatpatanyaschohurumibi kshara sidu grita kshaundra dadi kshira amritodakaha. The floating of their waves, with the flowing of their waves, the various oceans of the universe, along with their tributaries, which are compared to their wives, supplied various kinds of gems and jewels for Hiranyakashipu's use. Everything Hiranyakashipu was getting done because he had created terror in the entire world because of the powers that he acquired from Brahmaji. The water of the seas and oceans of the planet, of which we have experienced, are salty. But other planets, some universes also contain oceans with sugarcane juice, liquor, ghee, milk, and sweet river. So this gives, and this does not explain how to give soothing rays from distance of millions of miles. So Prabhupada is talking here about how the modern scientists, they say that have gone to the moon and other planets, right? But one cannot go by this mechanical process. One has to follow yanti deva vrata devan pitran yanti pitravrataha. Right? One can go only by performing austerities and prayers as prescribed in the Vedic scriptures. Modern scientists attempt excursions to other planets, but they have no information about the oceans and seas that exist in different universes. But as far as we are concerned, we follow the authority of Vyasadeva and Shukadeva Goswami, who is described the universal situation in the Vedic literature. So we go by Shabda Praman. We hear from our Acharyas. Shailadroni Virakridam Sarvartushu Gunan Brahma Dadara Lokapalanam Eka Eva Prataggunan. The valleys between the mountains became fields of pleasure for Hiranyakashipu, by whose influence all the trees and plants produced fruits and flowers profusely in all seasons. The qualities of pouring water, drying and burning, which are all qualities of 3 departmental heads of the universe, namely Indra, Vayu and Agni, were all directed by Hiranyakashipu alone without assistance from the demigods. It is said in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, Yata Vinimayo Yatratra Sargo Mrisha. Material world is conducted by fire, water and earth, which combine and take shape. Here it is mentioned 3 modes act under the direction of the different demigods. Indra is in charge of pouring water, Vayu controls the air, Varuna controls the water. Hiranyakashipu, by his mystic yoga, he alone took charge of everything without assistance from the demigods. Saittam nirchita kakub ekarad vishayan priyan yatopajo sambhujano natrapya jitendriyaha. In spite of achieving the power to control in all directions, in spite of enjoying everything, Hiranyakashipu was still dissatisfied because instead of controlling his senses, he remained the servant of his senses. So Prabhupada is saying, atheists can advance materially and create a comfortable atmosphere, a situation for the senses where they can enjoy the senses, but this will not give them any satisfaction. Dissatisfaction will prevail always without Krishna consciousness. Only when one practices Krishna consciousness can one become satisfied. So Hiranyakashipu was a vivid example of this kind of dissatisfied state of humanity in spite of having obtained so many opulences. Text number 20. Evam aishwarya mattasya dripta shoshastra vartinaha kalo mahan vitiyaya brahma shapam upeyushaha. Hiranyakashipu has passed a long time being very much proud of his opulences, but still he was unsatisfied. And once what he did, he transgressed the laws and regulations mentioned in the authoritative Shastras, hence he was cursed by the four Kumaras. Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yah Shastra vidhim utsrijya vartate kamakartah asa siddhim avapnoti na sukam na paramgatim. In Bhagavad Gita 16.23, Krishna himself mentions that those who don't follow the Shastric injunctions and work according to their own whims and fancies of their mind will neither attain perfection, nor will they attain happiness, nor will they attain the supreme destination. Tasma shastram pramanam te karya vyavastito yatva shastra vidhanoktam karma kartum yavashyasi. One should understand what is duty and what is not a duty with the regulations of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act accordingly so that one may be elevated. 16.24 of the Bhagavad Gita. Text number 21. Tasyogradanda samvigna sarve loka sapalakaha anyatra labdha sharana sharanam yayur achyutam. Everyone, including the rulers of various planets, was extremely distressed because of the punishment inflicted upon by Hiranyakashipu. So they all surrendered under the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 5.29, Bhoktarim ekantapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram surdam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shanti mrichati. So peace can be obtained only when we recognize Lord Krishna as the supreme controller, as the supreme enjoyer, and as the supreme enjoyer of all the all and everything. Right? So Prabhupada is saying, if from the very beginning, if we take shelter of the Lord, then there is no cause of danger. If a dog swimming in the water and one wants to cross ocean by catching hold of the dog's tail, is extremely foolish. Similarly, if in distress one seeks shelter of the demigod, he is foolish and in his endeavor. Whereas one should take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then there will be no danger under any circumstances. So here, following and worshipping demigods is considered, is the example, analogy is given that surrendering to demigods means surrendering or helping, taking help from a dog's tail to cross the ocean. Whereas one needs a much better boat or a ship for crossing that ocean. Hence one should surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Vishnu. Tasye namostu kastyayai yatratma haririshwarah yadgatva nivartante shanta sanyasino amalah iti ite samyatatmana samahita diyo amalah upatastur hirishikesham vinidra yubojanaha. Let us offer respectful obeisances unto that direction where the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated, where those purified souls in the renounced order of life, the great saintly persons, go. From having gone, they never return. Right? Prabhupada says, Tasyai kastayai, very significant. Right? In every direction, every heart, and every atom, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated in his features as Brahman and Paramatma. Tasyai kastayai. Then what is the purpose of saying Tasyai kastayai? In that direction where Hari is situated. In Hiranyakashipu's time, his influence was everywhere. But he could not force his influence into the places where the Supreme Personality of Godhead had his pastimes. For example, on this earth, there are such places like Vrindavan, Ayodhya, which are called Dhama. In Dhama, there are no influence of Kali Yuga or any demon. If one takes shelter of such a Dhama, worship of the Lord becomes very easy. Resultant spiritual advancement quickly takes place. In fact, in India, when we go to Vrindavan and similar places to achieve the results of spiritual activities quickly. Teshamavira arupa meganishvana sannadayanti kaguba sadhunam abhyankari. Then there appeared before them a transcendental sound vibration emanating from a personality not visible to materialize. The voice was as grave as the sound of a cloud. It was very encouraging, driving all fear. Mahabhaishta vibudha shreshta sarvesham badramastuva mad darshanam hi bhutanam sarva shreyopapatte yatam metasya doratmyam taiteya pashadasya yat tasya shantim karishyami kalam tavat pratikshata. The voice of the Lord vibrated as follows. So, this is transcendental to the material world. What is the Lord saying? Become my devotee by hearing and chanting about me, offering me prayers. For these are certainly meant to award benedictions to all living entity. I know about the activities of Hiranyakashipu, and very slow, very sure, very soon I will appear to stop them. So kindly, patiently wait for that particular time. So some people are very, Prabhupada saying in the purport, some people are very eager to see God, right? But the Lord cannot be seen very easily. Prabhupada says the Lord is not your servant. You are not your father's servant. That he'll appear as soon as you want to see him. Right? Bhaktya vijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvatha. So in order to understand the Supreme Lord or to have the darshan of the Lord, one has to be an advanced devotee. Right? And the 9 processes of bhakti are elaborated here. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Mandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma, Nivedanam. Prabhupada says pure devotees are fully satisfied by glorifying the Supreme Lord. Such glorification is called Kirtana, and hearing it is called Shravanam. Shravanam, Kirtanam. One must realize this position. Then only one will be able to understand the Lord's absolute nature and the Lord's activities. Yada deveshu vedeshu goshu vipreshu sadhushu dharme mayi cha vidvesha sava ashu vinashyati. When one is envious of the demigods who represent the Supreme Lord, who give all knowledge, protection to the cows, Brahmanas, Vaishnavas, and religious principles, and ultimately of me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he and the civilization will be vanquished without delay. So that's why we see here that the Lord appears mainly to protect the Devatas, because the Devatas are administrators of the Supreme Lord. Right? So we also see that Vishnu appeared as Vamanadev, right? And Vamanadev is the son of Aditi. So he's actually the brother of all the Devatas, like that. Text number 28. Nirvairaya prashantaya swasutaya mahatmane prahradadaya yada dhruvya dhanishe pivaro urjitam. When Hiranyakashipu teases the great devotee Prahlad, his own son, who is peaceful and sober and who has no enemy, I shall kill Hiranyakashipu immediately despite the benedictions of Brahma. So, Hiranyakashipu is teaching Prahlad. He is teasing Prahlad because being the son of Hiranyakashipu, he is deriding Hiranyakashipu. And who has no enemy, despite the benedictions of Brahma. So, a pure devotee of the Lord, an offense committed at the lotus feet, Prabhupada mentions in the purport, an offense at the lotus feet of a devotee is so disastrous that it is compared to a mad elephant offense. Just like a mad elephant can destroy a well-developed garden. Similarly, Vaishnava Aparad can actually destroy the well-cultivated bhakti in the heart of a devotee. Hence, one should be very careful not to perform Vaishnava Aparad. A Vaishnava like Prahlad Maharaj is described here as Nirvaira. He has no enemies. As elsewhere in Bhagavatam it is said, Jata Shatravaha Shantavaha Sadhava Sadhu Bhushanaha. Devotee has no enemies. He is peaceful, abides by the scriptures, and all his characteristics are sublime. He does not create enmity with anyone. Hiranyakashipu was certainly enjoying the fruitful results of his austerities. But here the Lord says that as soon as he committed an offense to the Lordship of Prahlad Maharaj, he would be ruined. One's longevity, opulence, beauty, education, everything will be lost when one commits an offense at the lotus feet of a pure devotee. Shri Narada iti yukta loka guruna tam pranamya dvokashah nyavat. The great Saint Narada Muni continued, in the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master of everyone, has reassured all the demigods living in the heavenly planets. They offered the respectful obeisances unto him and returned confident that the demon Hiranyakashipu was now practically dead. Purport. The less intelligent men were always busy worshipping the demigods should note that when the demigods are harassed by the demons, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is their ever protector, who would offer relief. Since the demigods resort to the Supreme Lord, why should the worshippers of the demigods not approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, directly? Agama sarvakamo va mokshakamo darditi vrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Right? Whether akama sarvakamo va. That means whether one has got all desires or no desires. Right? Simply by performing devotional service, one will attain the highest destination. Tasya daityapate putras chatvara paramadbhutah prarado gunmahamstesham gunair mahad upakashah. Hiranyakashipu had 4 wonderful, well-qualified sons, of whom the one named Prahlada was the best. Indeed, Prahlada was a reservoir of all transcendental qualities because he was an unalloyed devotee of Lord Vishnu. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarver gunaistatra samasate surah taravaktasya kudo mahan guna manu vatetena satidav. Right? Person who worships the Supreme Lord acquires all the good qualities of the demigods. But A person may actually have a lot of wonderful qualities, but if he is not a devotee, then even though these material qualities have no value, and that is a verdict of all the Vedas. 31 to 32. Brahmanya Sheela Sampanna Satya Sandha Jitendriya Atmavat Sarvabhutanam Ekapriya Surtamaha Dashavat Sanatragyangri Pitravat Dinavatsalaha Pratravat Sadrishe Snigdo Gurush Ishvara Bhavanaha Vidyartha Rupa Janmadyo Manas Tamba Vivarjitaha. The qualities of Maharaj Prahlad, the son of Hiranyakashipu described here with the qualities of Prahlad Maharaj. How was he? He was completely cultured as a qualified Brahmana, having very good character and being determined to understand the absolute truth. He had full control of his senses and mind. Like the super soul, he was kind to every living entity. He was the best friend of everyone. To respectable persons, he acted exactly like a menial servant. To the poor, he was like a father. To his equals, he was attached like a sympathetic brother. And he considered his teachers, spiritual masters, and older god brothers to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He was completely free from unnatural pride that may have arisen from his good education, riches, beauty, aristocracy, and so on. So Prabhupada explains the qualities of a Brahmana. Samodamasta Pashaucham Shanti Rajamam Evacha Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam Brahmakarma Swabhavajam. Peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, wisdom, knowledge and religiousness. These are the qualities by which the Brahmanas work. Therefore, a perfect Vaishnava is also a perfect Brahmana, as indicated with the words Brahmanya Sheela Sampannaha. A Vaishnava is always determined to understand the absolute truth. And to understand the absolute truth, one needs to have full control of his senses and the mind. The six Goswami, for example, described in the way Dhira Dhiraja Na Priyo Priyakarau Nirmatsarau Pujitau. And Prabhupada explains Atmavat, Vaishnava should be like Paramatma, that he should always be satisfied and equal to all the living entities. A Vaishnava is always obedient to the spiritual master Arya. And the word Arya also means one who is advanced in knowledge. One who is deficient in knowledge cannot be called Arya. The word Guru refers to the spiritual master initiates disciple advancement in the science of Krishna or Krishna consciousness, stated Vishla Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Shri Bhagavan Mantropadeshake Guraviti Artaha. Text 33. Nodvigna Chitto Vyashaneshu Nispraha Shruteshu Drishteshu Guneshu Vastudrak Dantendriya Prana Shariradi Sada Prashanta Kamo Rahita Suro Asuraha. Although Prahlad Maharaj was born in a family of Asuras, he himself was not an Asura, the great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Unlike the other Asuras, he was never envious of Vaishnavas. He was not agitated. He was neither directly or indirectly interested in fruitive activities. He always controlled his senses and life air. And being of steady intelligence and determination, he subdued all the lusty desires. Prabhupada mentions in the purport how a perfect Brahmana, Brahmanya Sheela Sampannaha, is a Vaishnava. Prahlad Maharaj provided a vivid example of how to think of the spiritual master and accept his directions calmly. Prahlad Maharaj accepted the instructions of his spiritual master, Narada Muni. Text number 34. Yasmet Mahat Guna Rajan Griyante Kavibir Muhu Ate Duna Piti Ante Yata Bhagavati Shware. O King, Prahlad Maharaj's good qualities are still glorified by learned saints and Vaishnavas. As all qualities are always found existing in the Supreme Lord, they also exist forever in a great devotee like Prahlad Maharaj. And Prabhupada mentions in the purport that what is the qualification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Goloke eva nivasati akila atma bhuto govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. Alright, that means the Lord is situated in everyone's heart, although he is eternally also present in Goloka Vrindavan, and the devotee acquires all the qualities of the Lord because of his unalloyed devotional service under the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But yet, he cannot acquire 100%. Right? And this word is explained in the Achintya Beda Beda Tattva. One can acquire qualities up to 80% of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yam sadhugata sadasi ripavopi surandrapa pratimanam prakurvanti kim utanye bhavadrishaha. In any assembly where a discourse about saints and devotees, O King Yudhishthira, even the enemies of the demons, namely the demigods, what to speak of you, would cite Prahlad Maharaj as an example of a great devotee. Punairadhamma sankeyer mahatmyam tasya shuchyate vasudeve bhagavati yasya naisargiki rati. Who could list innumerable transcendental qualities of Prahlad Maharaj? In unflinching faith in Vasudeva Lord Krishna. Unalloyed devotion to Lord Krishna. His attachment to Krishna was natural because of his previous devotional service. Although his good qualities cannot be enumerated, they prove that he was a great soul, Mahatma. So Prahlad Maharaj is described as a Mahatma. Who is a Mahatma? Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So one who surrenders unto Krishna, knowing Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is supposed to be a great soul. He is only a great Mahatma. Nyasta Kridanako Bhavo Jadavat Tanmanastaya Krishna Graha Grihitatmana Veda Jagadidrisham. From the beginning of his childhood, Prahlad Maharaj was uninterested in childish, playless things. He gave them up altogether and remained silent and dull, being fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Right? And Prabhupada explains in the example, Stavara Jangama Deke Na Deke Tara Murti Sarvatra Haya Nija Ishta Deva Spurti. A fully Krishna conscious person, although situated in this material world, will see nothing other than Lord Krishna himself anywhere and everywhere. This is a sign of a Mahabhagavata. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadai Bhardesh Vilokayanti Yam Chama Sundaram Chindya Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So pure devotees of the Lord, being anointed with the love for the Lord, always is able to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead within their heart. So this is a sign of a Mahabhagavata. Even if one is an enemy of Krishna, Mahabhagavata sees him to be also engaged in Krishna's service. Right? That means another example Prabhupada gives here is everything appears yellow to a jaundiced eye. Similar to a Mahabhagavata, everyone except himself appears to be engaged in Krishna's service. That is an Uttama Adhikari devotee. Right? Prahlad Maharaj had natural attachment. Naisargiki Rattihi. The symptoms of natural attachment for Krishna are described in this verse. Right? Although he was simply a boy, he had no interest in playing. Right? Viraktir Anyatracha. He was only interested in devotional service. So he was not interested in any of the material activities. Just as a materialistic person is absorbed in thoughts of material gain, a Mahabhagavat like Prahlad Maharaj is always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. Asina Paryatan Ashnan Shayanaha Prabhivan Bruvan Nanusandanta Etani Govinda Parirambitaha. Prahlad Maharaj was always absorbed in thought of Krishna. He was embraced by the Lord. Did not know his bodily necessities, such as sitting, walking, eating, lying down, drinking and thinking were being automatically performed. Right? Yoga Kshemam Vahamiham. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. Right? So, just like a father and mother care for the child, Prabhupada mentions in Bhagavad Gita, Govinda cares for Prahlad Maharaj because he was always absorbed in thoughts of Govinda. So, Prahlad Maharaj is a good example of perfection in Krishna consciousness. Kvachit Rutati Vaikunta Chinta Shabala Chetanaha Kvachit Dashati Tachinta Ladha Udgayati Kvachit. Because of advancement in Krishna consciousness, sometimes cried, laughed, sometimes expressed jubilation, sometimes sang loudly. So, these are symptoms of a wonderful devotee of the Lord. And Prabhupada actually explains in the purport how if a mother leaves her child in his bed and goes to attend some family duties, the child immediately understands mother is gone and starts crying. But when the child cries and the mother returns in child, the child becomes happy and jubilant. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj is always absorbed in thoughts of Krishna. Where is Krishna? Replied by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shunya idam jagat sarvam govinda varahenami. An exalted devotee feels that Krishna is invisible, having gone away, he cries in separation. Sometimes when he sees that Krishna has returned to care for him, he laughs just as a child. Sometimes laughs upon understanding his mother is taking care of him. These symptoms are called bhava. The nectar of devotion, various bhavas, ecstatic symptoms of a devotee are fully explained. These bhavas are visible in the activities of a perfect devotee. Radati kvachit utkanto villajo nrityati kvachit tadbhavana yuktas tanmayo nuchakaraha. Sometimes upon seeing the Supreme Lord, Prahlad Maharaj would loudly call in full anxiety. Sometimes lost his shyness and jubilation, began dancing in ecstasy. He felt oneness and imitated the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Prahlad Maharaj sometimes felt the Lord was far away. Sometimes the Lord was before him and he became very jubilant. Thinking himself one of the Supreme, he imitated the Lord's pastimes. In separation from the Lord, he would sometimes show symptoms of madness. This is called the Bhava stage. The first realization is impersonal Brahman, but as one proceeds, one understands Krishna as the Supreme Personality of God and attains the realization of Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As a child cries when left by the mother, Prahlad Maharaj felt the Lord was away from him, began to cry, Nadati. Again, a devotee like Prahlad Maharaj sometimes laughs when the Lord comes to pacify him, just like a mother responded to a child, My dear child, do not cry, I am coming. Prahlad Maharaj achieved these spiritual ecstasies described herein by his advancement in spiritual understanding. Text number 41. क्वचेत् उत्पुलकस्तूष्णीम् आस्ते संस्पर्शनिर्वृतः अस्पन्दप्रणयानन्द शलीलामिलितीक्षणः. Sometimes feeling the touch of the Lord's lotus hands, he became spiritually jubilant and remained silent, his hair standing on end, tears gliding down from his half-closed eyes because of his love for the Lord. When a devotee feels separation from the Lord, he becomes eager to see where the Lord is. Sometimes when he feels pangs of separation, tears flow incessantly from his half-closed eyes. As stated in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikshashtakam, Yuvaidam Nimeshena Chachayikam Shunyayidam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahena Me. So such kind of symptoms are appearing in the body of Prahlad Maharaj. Sauttama Shloka Padaravindayor Nisevaya Kinchana Shaggalabdaya Tanman Param Nirvritmatmano Muhur Dushangadinasya Manha Samvadat. Because of his association with perfect unalloyed devotees, but nothing to do with anything material, Prahlad Maharaj constantly engaged in the service of the Lord's lotus feet. By seeing his bodily features when he was in perfect ecstasy, persons very poor in spiritual understanding became purified. In other words, Prahlad Maharaj bestowed upon them transcendental bliss. Apparently, Prahlad Maharaj was placed in circumstances in which he was always tortured by his father. In spite of that, he had an undisturbed mind because his bhakti is unconditional. Ahaituki apratihata. She was not disturbed by the chastisements of Hiranyakashipu. Tasmin Mahabhagavate Mahabhage Mahatmanihi. Hiranyakashipu Rajan Akarodagamatmaje. By taking Yudhishthira, the demon Hiranyakashipu tormented this exalted fortunate devotee, although Prahlad was his own son. So since Hiranyakashipu was chastising a pure devotee, his opulences began dwindling, right? So that's what is a mad elephant offense. The effect of a mad elephant offense, the garden is completely destroyed. Text number 4. श्रीदुष्टुवाच देवर्षेतदिच्छामो वेदितुं तव सुव्रता यत् आत्मा जया शुद्धाय पिता दत्त साधवेह्यगम्. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, O best of the saints among the demigods, O best of the spiritual leaders, although Prahlad Maharaj was his own son, Hiranyakashipu, why did he torment his own son? So like that Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Narada Muni. To know about the Supreme Personality of God and characteristic of pure devotee, one must inquire from authorities like Devrishi Narada. So Prabhupada talks about Tadvidi Pranipatena. One should inquire from a bona fide guru. Then only one can understand the Supreme Lord. Satam prasangan virya samvido bhavanti hirtkarana rasayana kratah. Only by association with devotees can one authoritatively understand the position of the Lord and his devotees. A devotee like Narada Muni is addressed as Suvrata. Suvrata means good and Vrata means wow. Thus the word Suvrata refers to a person who has nothing to do with the material world. One cannot understand anything spiritual from materialistic scholar puffed up with academic knowledge. Bhaktyamama vijanati yavanyashasmi tatvatah. So Krishna can be understood as he is only by a person who is engaged in devotional service. Putran vipratikulan swan pitara putravatsalah upalavante sikshartam naivagama paroyata. A father and mother are always affectionate to their children. The children are disobedient, the parents chastise them, not due to enmity, but only for the child's instruction and welfare. How did Hiranyakashipu, the father of Prahlad Maharaj, chastise such a noble son? This is what I am eager to know. This is a question by Yudhishthira Maharaj to Narada Muni. Kim mutanu vishan sadhum sadrishan guru devatan etad kautuhalam brahman asmakam vidama prabhu pitu putraya dvesho maranaya prayojitaha. Maharaj Yudhishthira further inquired, how was it possible for a father to be so violent towards his obedient, well-behaved and respectful son? In the history of human society, an affectionate father is rarely found to chastise a noble and devoted son. Therefore, Maharaj Yudhishthira inquired from Narada Muni, dissipate his doubt. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th chapter, 7th canto, 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe. So we see here that Hiranyakashipu is terrorizing the entire universe after causing a lot of trouble to all the sages, causing a lot of trouble to all the living entities. But one thing that he did, which actually reduced all violences, is that he actually tormented Prahlad Maharaj, although he was his own son. Because Prahlad Maharaj did not accept his authority, he actually caused difficulty for his own son, who is a pure devotee of the Lord. Right? And Prabhupada mentions here about the mad elephant offense. If we commit a Vaishnava aparad, or we commit aparadha to a pure devotee of the Lord, then just like a well-built garden immediately gets vanquished by the entrance of a mad elephant. The mad elephant will destroy the entire garden. Similarly, this beautifully cultivated garden of bhakti can also be completely destroyed if he by mistake also engage in Vaishnava aparadh. Hence, one has to be very careful not to commit Vaishnava aparadh. And like this, he terrorizes the entire universe. The devatas and the sages like Narada Muni are also glorifying him, right? But when he started tormenting Prahlad Maharaj, his opulences started reducing. And then finally, at the end of the chapter, Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking Narada Muni, why did Hiranyakashipu do such kind of tormenting activities to his own son Prahlad Maharaj? Because Prahlad Maharaj is said to be an embodiment of wonderful qualities that is also described here, right? Sadhava Sadhu Bhushanaha. Right? Sadhavaha means following the scriptures, and he was very obedient. Ajata Shatravaha Shantavaha. He did not have any enemies. He was very obedient to his father. Right? Of course, he did not accept the authority of his father, knowing well that Krishna is the supreme leader of all the leaders. Ishvaraha Paramakrishna Sachidananda Vigraha. But yet, although he tolerated the atrocities of his father, but yet he was staunchly believing in the Supreme Personality of Godhead's protection. So, in the next chapter, Narada Muni will explain to Yudhishthira Maharaj why Hiranyakashipu was tormenting his own son, his dear son, Prahlad Maharaj. That tomorrow we will continue with chapter number 5 of the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद श्री गुरुदेव की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, निताई गौरा प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल, हरे कृष्ण।